Trudeau just sold out Canada. And not only that, but he also lied to Zelensky right to his face. What is really going on? Are we watching a leader betray his own country to benefit Ukraine? Or is there something more behind this story? In this video, we're going to look at Trudeau's role in the Ukraine war, Zelensky's reaction, and how Trump could change it all in the upcoming election. Stay tuned until the end, because this is going to shock you. Let's get right to the point. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau recently announced that his government will be committing $5 billion in military and financial aid to Ukraine. $5 billion. And if that wasn't enough, he also hinted at the possibility of sending troops into the conflict. But wait, isn't Canada supposed to be at war? Why is Trudeau committing Canadian resources and potentially lives to a conflict that doesn't belong to him? You heard right. Everything is on the table. Trudeau is not ruling out sending Canadian soldiers to a war that does not directly concern us. And the big question is, who really benefits from this? But while Trudeau is handing Zelensky a blank check, someone else is not so convinced about continuing to send money without control. I am referring to Donald Trump. Just a few days ago, Trump had a tense meeting with the president of Ukraine at the White House. The result? He abruptly stood up and made it clear that the United States is no longer going to fund this war without conditions. Trump told Zelensky, to his face, that the United States is not going to continue handing out money without a clear plan. And not only that, Trump could win the election in 2024, meaning that U.S. support for Ukraine could be drastically reduced. So the big question is Trudeau trying to fill that gap with Canadian money? This is where the story gets even stranger. During his visit to Kyiv, Trudeau promised more aid and unconditional support to Zelensky. But there is a problem. Many Canadians do not agree with this level of support. And this brings us to the big accusation. Did Trudeau lie to Zelensky to his face? Think about it. If Canada's support for Ukraine is unsustainable in the long term, Trudeau is just buying time with empty promises. And when Canadians realize the real cost, what will happen to that commitment? Many people in Canada are furious with Trudeau, not just because of the money, but because they feel that his government is prioritizing another country over domestic problems. What about the housing crisis? What about inflation? What about Canada's own veterans who are barely supported? Trudeau has no clear answers to these questions. If Canada continues to increase its commitment in Ukraine, we could be seeing the beginning of a new international crisis. And here's another important fact. If Trump returns to power and cuts off U.S. support, the burden on countries like Canada and Europe will increase dramatically. This means that Trudeau and other Western leaders may be making decisions based on the uncertainty of the U.S. election. If Trump wins, the future of Ukraine and the war will change completely. So what can we expect in the coming months? First, if Trudeau continues to increase support for Ukraine, Canada could become more involved in the war than people think. Second, if Trump wins in 2024, Trudeau's strategy could collapse, leaving Canada with a huge debt and no American backing. Third, Zelensky will have to find new alliances if US and Canadian money dwindles. The big question is, do you think Trudeau is making the right decisions, or is he selling out Canada to maintain his political image? Leave your opinion in the comments and tell me what you think. Remember to subscribe for more analysis like this, and see you in the next video.